Hi traders, it's a busy week on the data front, and before the Euro session even opens on Monday, we've got Chinese manufacturing. There's a lot of focus on China at the moment because there's a bit of a liquidity crunch in the banking market in China. So what happens in China could have a big impact on how markets open on Monday. Then we've got UK manufacturing above 51, which is positive. ISM manufacturing in the US, we're looking for above 50. That is expected positive. We've got Aussie rates, European rates, and UK rates. We've got new governor at the Bank of England starting Monday morning. We've got UK construction meant to be higher. We've got Aussie retail sales meant to be higher. We've got UK services meant to be okay. Now, US jobs, we're looking for, we've got non-farm payroll on Friday, but on Wednesday, ADP employment change expected to be better. US trade balance flat. And on Friday, of course, non-farm payroll expected to be slightly worse, but with well, slightly better, I should say, from the point of view that we've got looking at 7.5% rather than 7.6%. So the expectations of the data are positive. Let's start with the Dow. That's the oil. Let's get the Dow up here. Excuse me. Right. This, despite that expectation of positive data, this is a negative close on Friday. Very bearish behavior on Friday. In fact, we had a 100-point drop into the last half an hour of the close on Friday. So incredible. That has engulfed Thursday's bar. So at the very least, I'd expect this hammer to be retested. If that hammer is retested and we hold, then we could see a last gasp up to these highs up here. Now let's come off the subject of the data for the moment. Let's just focus on what the charts are telling us. Because what I don't want any of you to do, least of all myself, is I don't want to trade the data. I want to trade the charts. Now we've closed below the 61.8% fibs. We're below the 50 EMA. We're below a key fib level. So yeah, I'm looking to short 968. Basically, I'm not going to trade on Monday until we get all the data out of the way, and I'll look at the markets at 3 p.m. UK time to see what these markets are going to give us, and then end of Friday I will make decisions on where I think this market will go. But that is a bearish close. I mean, let's just, this was the last big move up. We dragged down to here. We sold at resistance. We had a lower close. We bumped into the 50% and sold, and here we are below this level here. So that's all pretty bearish. We break Friday's low, and I think that could be the signal for that to come tumbling. Okay, so we look as if we had two legs down, pull back to the 50%. So I mean, this is a very bearish chart. Forget the news. I'm not trading the news, I'm trading the chart. So I've got to look for the shorts, and that 972 is a major resistance area now to see if we can at least get down to that hammer and possibly break this 14,500 level. And if we look at the weekly, we just about hung on to S1, this green bar here. So we've got 3 weeks of selling in recent weeks, a couple of blue bars in there. I think this is just a holding bar, and I still think we're miles away from the 50 EMA. So I'm looking for this to come down and test the magic 14,000 number. Okay, that Chinese data could be crucial. We could even open up and see quite a sick Dow. All more reason to wait until we get all the data out of the way and then come back and look at where we are. I'm going to keep that level in there because that is actually, look at that, we're right on the line there. Let me take that line off and draw this one in because that really is a crucial level. So we break that low on Monday and that is toast. So look at the trend lines. Yep, you can see there's a major trend line at the top there. Actually, I mean, yeah, that wouldn't have appeared on. Well, yes, it would have appeared on Friday from that low and Thursday's high. But the crucial, that's not so important to me. What's important is where we are on the fibs, where we are on the 50 EMA, and what the and the actual way the bars are behaving. So we are just holding on, but my expectations are for the short. This is gold. I'm just pulling up, and the gold's reversed. New low, close above next day. Gold has reversed. RSI is extreme low. I think that is, forget what you read in the news. I think gold is at least ready to come back to retest 1320. So I would be a buyer of about 12.15 if I can get it. That's a reversal pattern. Let's look at the oil, since that was the chart I pulled up my first. It's a reversal bar. Whichever way you look at it, that's a reversal bar, and the 80 EMA is there at 95.90. So what I think is likely to happen is we could just move sideways and hold that, but any close below, I would definitely look for the shorts on this one. Let's look at the weekly. I see that the problem is that is a bar that's held on the monthly pivot. So we close above the monthly pivot. Let's put the fibs on. This is the last big move. So we've narrowly closed above the 76.4% fibs. We're holding the 50 EMA, we've held the monthly pivot. I have to say that is still bullish, right? So I think that reversal bar on Friday could just drag the price down. We are underneath that trend line still. I think we'll see a retest to 95, which is 145 points from where we are, and I think that could break 99.30 this week and start to look at 102. But Friday's bar is a reversal bar, so we're going to have to see if that can close higher today. It's all down to China. And that's what the daily looks like. The daily has rejected 97.35, held the monthly pivot, ran up into this resistance area, retested this reversal bar up here, closed lower. I think if we can close below this trend line, that is definitely toast. I would expect that to be tested, which is the 95 level. Let's look at the US dollar pairs. US dollar yen, got a decent move out of that. We've got the Sunday open already. That's a buy at 98.80, which I have to say is where I got out on Friday. That is a major level, 98.70 if you see it. That is, it's a nice clean chart. 98.30 would be the 50 and the 8. US dollar Swissy. That is a bullish weekly. We've had 2 weeks of buying now, but we a little bit of a hesitant bar up there. No clear indication, so I would steer clear. US dollar CAD, divergent RSI. I would a little bit of a reversal bar on the weekly. I would steer clear. Pound US dollar. Wow, 2 weeks of selling. So pull back to that monthly pivot at 152.68. Not sure we'll see that again. I think the most likely price we'll see is 152.35 for a drop to 105 and possibly lower to 148. Now again, we close above 152.57 or 50 on Monday, and that is going to retest 153.80. So again, I would just steer clear. Pound yen, that's where the bullish. Hang on 1 second. Bear with me. Got a bit of a hangman bar there, and we just couldn't close above 151.30. This major wall up here. So if we break below 150.30, that's toast. We'll break above, so we're boxed. I think we're in a box. I think whichever way we break out of that box is going to give direction. So stay put. Euro only just clinging on to 130. Something a reversal bar. So break the low of 129.90, and that is toast. So the fact the euro can't hold up is bearish. This is the euro yen. Now that's stronger than the pound yen. That is stronger than the pound yen. That is a buy at 128.82. So seeing some conflicting messages here. CAD Swissy. I'll sum up my thoughts in a minute. Just let's flick through these charts. Ooh, Aussie's already taken a hit with that rate decision coming up on Tuesday, I think it is. That's a nasty drop. And he pulled back to 92, and that's a short. Aussie CAD. Yeah, Aussie is very weak. Let's have a look at the Nikkei. The Nikkei, this is what's holding the markets up at the moment. That's a very, to break out of that trend line, close above that trend line, is very positive. So that's had a decent bounce off the 50% on the weekly. So if the Chinese data is good and that Nikkei holds up, then that bodes well for the rest of the market, including the Dow. FTSE, that's how we closed. So we're just sitting on this line. April 5 was the low there. We reversed here on the 13th of June. Bullish bar on Thursday. Reversal bar on Friday. So we break 62.02 or break 62, and that's toast. So look at some bellwether stocks. UK bellwethers, Sainsbury's, weak, closing under that S2. Rolls-Royce, weak, closing under the 50 EMA. Look at that, it broke down through that trend line, kissed it on Friday and closed lower. Vodafone just trying to hold up there. Now that's had a decent bounce. That's had a very good bounce. So if you're in that, stay put. Lloyd's, a bit of a reversal bar up there. Barclays, Ooh, that's not good. That's bad. That's a weak close. So let's go back to Lloyd's for a minute, because if that, based on that Barclays, if Lloyd's follows Barclays, that is a great short. That breaks 62.60, and that is coming down. Yeah, that's right under a trend line. Look how we had this channel up here from November, December last year. Came out, tested the top of the channel in May this year, May the 20th. And that's a reversal bar under that midline of the channel. So break the low of that, and that is coming down. I'll keep an eye on that. US stocks. Let's look at RIM, because RIM was quite volatile last week. Ooh, look at that gap down. Nasty. Anybody who's sat in that, expecting that to do something, is been crushed. Let's have a closer look at this. Right, at a week close, a new high closed below on Thursday. Friday just gapped down to S3. Massive amount of support there. Interesting how, it just shows you how good these pivots are. Google just clinging on to 88. Goldman's weak, and Bank of America weak. So I mean the stocks are painting the picture. Apple got something of a hammer there. On a key level, so Apple could be about to come up from here. If we hold that level and start breaking above that trend line, start breaking above 414, it could start to do something. But you're fighting a bearish market. Okay, that Dow is right on the line. So this is that trend line here. That red line there is the midline of the channel that we're underneath. So we have held a key level, but that was very bearish, and that's a very bearish signal. So I would definitely, my bias is still definitely on the short side, particularly with those bellwether stocks so weak. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see how we wake up on Monday in the Euro session, and I'll look to get position after that data's out on Monday. Alright, I hope that helps, and see you at the next update. Oh, by the way, on Monday, Traders Round Table, I didn't feel I spent enough time talking about key aspects of being a successful trader. So I'm going to do a 2-3 page slide presentation on that with the key points to bring you back to that. So do join me on Monday for Traders Round Table. Okay, bye for now.